everyone. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining my review of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 6, Episode 12, No Hard Feelings. So the first couple we see is Shekinah and Sarper. So they're still outside in front of, I believe, is a coffee cafe or something that's kind of right outside of his apartment building. And they start walking towards the parking lot, or I think she thought that they were walking back to his apartment, but they're actually walking towards his car, and he opens the trunk and she sees all of these liquor bottles in the trunk. I think it's like a couple garbage bags full of liquor glass bottles. And because he really wants to show that he's trying to make a change, he tells her to get in the car and they drive to a junkyard where he begins smashing the bottles one by one. And Shekinah also, gets in and is able to smash a few bottles as well. And then towards the end, they decide that, Sarper has a surprise where he wants to also get rid of his notebook. I'm wondering, is that exactly the same notebook? But I guess we'll never know. Because that looked like a newer notebook, and I thought that his notebook was from years ago, and I would think it would have a little bit of wear and tear. But I digress. We will continue on. So he burns the notebook. Shekinah is happy. She thinks that, he is putting a little bit of an effort in. And so she's happy with it. So later we see them go to the therapist. They do couples therapy together. And, Sarper really isn't telling too much. He's kind of really doesn't want to be there. He's making her do all the talking until the therapist asks him questions. And then he kind of gives a half-assed question or response, but nonetheless, he does respond. And it sounds like that, he's just, when he loses control, it's kind of like he doesn't like that. He likes to be the one that is in control of everything. And if he's not, you'll see exactly what we saw a couple of weeks ago when he allegedly took the phone out of her hand, took her, hair, fake hair pieces out of her hair, and, probably was, just a big tantrum going on. So, where she had to leave and go to a hotel. So, I'm not sure how much that's going to help him. I don't know if he's really there for the right reason, but so be it. He's there. He's trying, and we'll see where this goes. I think they don't really have a good storyline, and it's just, I would prefer not to even do their story. But again, I digress. So next we have Joanne and Sean. So their segment opens. The kids are playing videos in the living room. They seem to be getting along. His daughter seems like she definitely can handle the boys. So I really don't. I think she can handle her own. And, plus Sean has been teaching that, is it jiu-jitsu or whatever he does. He's been teaching her that too. So I think she can handle her own when it comes to having brothers in her life. So the next we see the best friend of Joanne. She also wants to ask him some questions because she needs to be able to go back and tell the mother, give the mother an update. So they leave. They go down the road to, I think, a bar, and they sit and have a drink. And her girlfriend asks him some questions, and one of her questions was, is he ever going to come over to the U.S. to visit? Now, what we all never knew, or that we're just now finding out, is that he has a visa, but it looks like on a previous trip to the U.S., he overstayed the time on his trip, And so he ended up getting banned for 3 years. So allegedly, this is the reason why he's not able to come over to the U.S. and visit her and meet her family as well. So I guess that's that's pretty valid excuse as long as it's true. So next later we see all of them. Sean is taking all of them to visit what's called Ardgillan Castle. It's in England and or Ireland, and he just wanted them to see a little bit of Ireland. So they sit down and they eat later. They have like this spread of sandwiches and tea, and they just sit there and they talk because Joanne and Sean have something to tell them, and because he's already had the boys kind of get familiar with his daughter and with him as well. It's just time to tell them it's really been 2 years overdue. So they both tell the kids, and everybody, it was like a mixed reaction. Like everybody was pretty shocked. Joanne's girlfriend was like, why? Kind of like, she did drop the F bomb, and so did his daughter. I was so surprised that she would drop the F bomb, but yeah, she did, and Sean didn't say a word, but I thought that was interesting. But the boys were even more shocked. The littlest one, the youngest one, didn't have anything to say. He just kind of didn't know what to say. I think he was just looking. He was just in. I don't know. He didn't say anything. The oldest one just didn't understand why she didn't say anything to him, because she had always preached that if you have anything to say, she's always available for them to share, and then she didn't do the same. So they're a little like really confused. No one wanted to believe it. Bella, which is Sean's daughter, was like, no, you're not. You two are not married. Yeah. Well, so now they've told him. Now, I mean, they just have to deal with the aftermath. So they'll have to clean that up, have some side conversations with, their own set of kids, and we'll just see how that goes. So next up, we have Dempsey and Statler. So we all know last week Dempsey and Statler were getting on a boat because I believe they were going over to France, and we found out that Statler was having, I guess, anxieties about getting on the boat. She just did not want to go. It's always something she doesn't want to do. So they were discussing Statler's behavior, and to Dempsey's defense, I do feel like I feel like she's tried. I know other people are on Statler's side, but I feel like Dempsey has done her part. Like, she's not a therapist. She's not a counselor. She is definitely not equipped to handle all of Statler's mental issues or mental breakdowns. She's just not. She is human, and I feel like Statler is just draining the soul out of Dempsey. Because Dempsey has been very like upbeat. She's been positive. She's very thoughtful. I mean, she did the Beehive experience with her. I didn't even feel like Dempsey wanted to really do the Beehive experience at first. She just was, I don't know. She just never really comes out across as it being a genuine happiness. So, like I said, in the past, that, Statler needs to get a therapist. I don't know what anyone is thinking that Dempsey is supposed to do. I think she's accommodated her a lot. She's cradled her a lot. And I mean, even when Statler flew in and had the biggest chip on her shoulder. She was just in a bad mood. She wouldn't even talk to her in the cab ride over to, where they were gonna meet the owner of the van. So I'm just like, what else is Dempsey supposed to do? I don't understand. I've seen different comments about Statler being the one that, Dempsey is not accommodating enough for her. But I think she has to be. I think she has been, in my opinion. But I do think that, she needs to get a therapist. They have therapists that are online. She could be doing therapy sessions probably daily or every other day. She needs to do therapy, and she may need to get on some type of medication. I don't know, but I don't think Dempsey should have to continue dealing with Statler and babysitting her. Like, they're on a venture. She is absolutely no fun, and she's draining the soul out of Dempsey. And I'm just tired of seeing Statler excited about something and then have to minimize her happiness because of Statler's issues. So, Statler, go get a therapist, and maybe she should get her a flight home, and then she could finish this out. Dempsey could finish this adventure out on her own, I feel like. So that's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. And yeah, it is what it is. So hopefully things get better. Maybe the next episode we will not see Dempsey and Statler together. So last up, we have Josh and Lily. Another boring couple. It's not a whole lot to talk about with them. We see them open up with Lily, who is wanting to give him some exciting news about the day or the night before they get married. I can't believe they're even following through with this marriage, as many issues as they've been having. She wants to tell Josh about the China tradition where they do the night before, where they have they decorate a bed and they make the bed red. So it's really just like sheets are red, comforters red, the pillow sheets, the pillows everything's red basically. Josh really, to me, I don't know if he's like checked out of the relationship or what is going on, but he really never really has a lot to say. He's not very affectionate with her. If they've been getting married, they really don't act like it. She wants it. I realize that I guess she's a little bit more timid and not as open with him about, her wants and needs in the relationship. But in this episode, she is telling him that she needs more intimacy with him. And he says something like he's been tired and he has a cold. I didn't feel like he didn't sound like he had a cold to me. But maybe he did. I don't know. He didn't seem like it, but he's been like that most of the time he's been there. So yeah, they may need to do some more talking because I don't know if they're really ready for marriage. That's a big step. So he has too many excuses for me, like way too many. I feel like she's done a lot. I understand he can't work, and I'm not even at this point expecting him to work because he's over there on a visa. He can't work right now. That I know of, except for helping her out, but that's not bringing any money in. So yeah, I just think that, they really need to take their time and figure out what it is they want in a marriage and see if he can actually deliver that, because I don't know if he can. But as usual, these couples always go against the grain. They go ahead and get married. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for them when they get whatever they got, because most of the times it could have been prevented. But they don't care. So anyways, that's the end of my review. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And on your way out, if you like your content or this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, life has no remote. Get up and change it yourself. And I'll definitely be talking to you again. See ya.